Shalom, shalom. This is Brother Ramon. Come to you another lesson. All through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. First and foremost, as always, I'm giving all the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekah. As always, double honors goes to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the true teachers and leaders, and blessings, peace, and salutations to the hopeful elect, and also blessings upon the remnant of Israel destined for salvation, those that are listening and learning and hearkening unto the words of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, that are going to make it, who the Lord is going to have mercy on, man. So I just wanted to read Revelation 18, man, because I was watching something, it might have been TikTok or something like that, and there's a guy called Reza Islam. You know, he's from the Nation of Islam. You know, they wear the suits and all of that. You know, they don't have beards and all of that stuff, and you know, they got their own version of Islam. But you know, sometimes you can, these people, they, despite what they're into, they can talk some sense, man. And he was just going into the whole, you know, the doctrine, the doctrines that, the doctrines that America, aka as we know it, Babylon, is trying to push out there, man. You know, you got countries trying to rid themselves of the West's power right now. You know, France being one of the major ones that is being kicked to the curb, man. You know, they're out there really, they're scrambling for control, and this is why Revelation 12 and 12 comes in, because they're gonna start scrambling for control, man, and they're gonna have to come hard in order to maintain their power, man. But he said something anyway. He says, look, he said, you know, all stuff's going on in the world, and you're pushing all this, and there's this weak stuff out there. You know, you're weakening your own people by trying to get them all to be on this alphabet business, because, you know, now you're saying that procreation doesn't matter. You know, basically you're telling your own people to kill themselves off. And he says he said the world is watching you, is looking at you, and you know, side-eyed basically. And that's the truth, man. Right? Because people are starting to work out what Babylon's all about. But at the same time, Babylon's showing itself to be corny, for want of a better word, man. Here it is, all these things that are going on across the earth that are detrimental to the survival of, if you didn't know any better, of the human race. But yet, their most important thing is to go over to Africa and try and teach them about LGBT. Right? I'm just going to say it. Because look, at the same time, they know what they're doing. They've already weakened their own people, so they're going to try and do it over there, man, where Jake is residing especially. But they overestimated their power of persuasion, especially in these last days, man, because, you know, as we know, they're going to fall, man. So they're losing their powers, man. Right? The world is starting to wake up. Internationally and nationally. So your own people are starting to know about the rulership over there in America, man. So anyway, enough talking. Let's just read this anyway. So Revelation 18 says, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. Right? So all these other countries out there that have been dealing with Babylon, man, some of them willfully and some of them unwillfully, man. But all the same, they've been committing that fornication, man. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. The only people that haven't been waxing rich are Jake, man. You know, Israelites. They're the only people who haven't been. Yeah, obviously we have a select few of sellouts of our people, man, that have made it in this world, so-called made it. But we all know what's going to happen to them, man. It says, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. And that means spiritually to remove yourself from, you know, from the mark, man. That's the mark. Remove yourself from the indoctrinations of Babylon, man. The whole system, the beast system, right? That's what I meant to say. That's the beast system, man. Remove yourself from it, right? For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. So basically, they've reached the pinnacle of their wickedness, man. I mean, there's only so much more they can really do before the Lord's going to call it a day, man, on them, you know. It says, reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. So maximum carnage is coming for Babylon, man. That whore, man. Babylon the Great. Maximum damage is coming, man. It says, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, I am no widow, I shall see no sorrow. Yeah, untouchable. They think they're untouchable, man. They actually think that God is with them. They think the Most High, that's why they say God bless America, man. They think that the Lord's dealing with them. That is a delusion. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her. Man, if you was an Edomite and you were listening to this, man, you'd want to, if you had any brains, you'd get your ass out of there. But it still ain't gonna make any difference, because there's nowhere to run and hide from this, from what's coming, from the devastation that's gonna come, right? That's why them brothers that are over there in Babylon, man, they're gonna see the destruction, man, and they're gonna be drawn out by them chariots, man. They're gonna be watching it from the chariots, man. All right, that's why they profess so fiercely when they're out there on the streets calling out to the elect, man, because devastation is coming to that place. They're in the midst of it, man. And that's not to say that we're not going to feel it here either, but they're in the midst. They're in the danger zone. They're in the target zone, man. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. So the Lord's going to wipe that place out. Quick sticks, man. Not messing around. Right? And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more. I'm not going to read all that. I'll skip some of this. Verse 15, the merchants of these things, which were made rich by her, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. Yeah, because game over, man. The fun's over now. The ride is over. No more, getting rich. It's like imagine you watch someone steal something in a shop or rob a bank. You're just watching, but they on the way out, they give you some of the money. That's how these other nations have been dealing with it. They've been watching Babylon tear the place apart, but because they're getting a little piece of the pie on the side, they're happy to let Babylon do it. Because ultimately, if all these countries decided, they could put America in its place, man. But they chose not to. They chose to take the backhands, man. Deal with the devil, man. For in verse 17, I'm jumping down again. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? None, man. In many ways, man. Jumping down to 20, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh hath avenged you on her. That's what we're waiting for, man. And the mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. Well, that's because they beget violence, man. Right? And the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman, or whatsoever craft he be, shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. Meaning that there's no business, man. No grinding, no work, nothing. There's nothing. It's desolation. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Yeah, and a part of their sorceries is the media. You know, what they deem to be truth, they put that out there and deceive the nations with it, man. And then they just, they rule with fear through their armies and their sanctions on nations. Colonization, basically robbing people, man. Verse 24, and in her was found the blood of the prophets and of the saints and of all that was slain upon the earth. And that is the reason why they got to go, man. They've done too much. And it's beautiful how the Lord has made probably the youngest nation and the most wicked nation, right, with the shortest rulership, to be destroyed in an hour, man. The scriptures talk about their houses, their inward thought is their houses should continue forever, talking about Esau. And they're going to really see how fragile they really were all this time when the angels, led by Yahweh Shai, comes back and does all this, man. And the rest of the other nations are going to see, and they're going to understand in the kingdom that is a lesson to be an example, man. Because this is a one-time thing. It's never going to happen again. The scriptures say in Daniel, it's like I can't remember, but it says, is it Daniel 7? Daniel 8. In fact, let me just get it. Right. Right, yes, like Daniel 7:18 says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever, man. So, with that being said, once they're out of the picture, man, that's it. There's going to be no more Jake being at the bottom, Israel being at the bottom, and there's not going to be no more does the Most High exist, because they're going to know. They're going to be 100% clear that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is in charge, man. Alright? And then under him, under them it's King David and the elect, ruling over the 12 tribes, man. And then the 12 tribes themselves are going to be over the heathens, man. So with that, man, it's a quick one. Always edifying one, as always I say that because, sincerely want, these lessons for whoever watches them to be edifying, man. So, yeah, I want to say shalom with that. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kah HaKodash. Yeah, shalom.